Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
Here's a question for you. Is it important that my husband likes my friends and wants to travel to see my family with me? My mom warns me that him not wanting to come to family events is a red flag. But my husband doesn't see why it's such a big deal. I would like him to be more involved, but it isn't a deal breaker for me. Can this be an issue in the future, Melanie?
It could be. But see, he might have been raised in a family that didn't do all that. Every weekend we go to Mama's house, and every holiday we all get together. So, I mean, but it can work out. But you've got to know yourself well enough to be like, I'm good hanging out, leaving him behind. I'm good with making excuses for him every time, because everybody's going to ask, why didn't Bob come?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob has this and that to do. If you're, I mean.
Tell your mommy she's not married to him. You married to him.
You are, but if it really is important to you, Al, if your wife didn't really want to go see your mama and do stuff with her, that would probably be a deal breaker for you.
Yeah.
And you don't even have a big family. It's just you.
Right.
But like for me, my
That's a
daddy
deal
was a
breaker for
baby
you.
of 12. And so we had huge family get-togethers and huge reunions all the time. And I love that.
Yeah.
But it can cause problems down the road. But there's so many other things that, like I said, if you're good with it,
You're fine.
you'll
It's
be
more of a
fine.
beige flag.
But also know that your family every time is going to be giving you a little bit of grief about it. Your mom's already telling you. And when he does come around, she's probably going to make a little, oh, you decided to show up comments,
See?
She's going to make him not want to come the next time.
So you got to talk to mom about that.
So, yeah, that's very good. Yeah, you need to say, look, when he does come around, please don't say anything to make it even more awkward. This is already an open conversation you're having. This is a conversation a lot of families don't even have.
Yeah, true.
So that's a healthy part. But, your mama's looking out for you, and she just wants everything to be perfect. And, man, I'm so envious. My cousin Cindy, she has 3 daughters.
Yeah.
And all of those daughters' husbands hit the jackpot with that family.
Wow.
They just go on family vacations together. It's just like such a close family.
Yeah.
It's almost like you just don't see that anymore. And it's a shame, but
And he might learn to like it, especially if he shows up and mama's like, I love having you around.
no,
You're
if
the
they're at the
best."
point where they're
Yeah.
engaged, he already.
Oh, they're married.
Or
they're married.
Yeah, she said my husband.
Well, then why is she bringing it up now? Red flags down. She wants him to go ahead and divorce him now? Why is she bringing it up now?
I said, tell mama to
That's what
missed
she's
that
writing. You
part.
She
married to
wants
her.
to get him to get interested.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So I appreciate
You dated
Mama.
him.
I appreciate Mama you saying that, but this is my husband. I took a vow till death do us part. I take those vows seriously.
Yeah.
You nagging me about it, it's not making me feel good. It makes me not even want to come over if I'm going to have to hear about that.
There
So
you
let's
go.
just, it is what it is. And
I'm happy.
he doesn't have any hard feelings. He just didn't grow up that way. He doesn't have anything bad to say about anybody in the family. He just doesn't feel the need to get together all the time.
Boom. Solid.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
A letter from a mom. My dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
My son is 27 years old, and he's getting married soon, and asked me for my advice yesterday. His question was, how do I approach her about her weight? He claims she gained 70 pounds in 1 year, but men have no concept of weight, and it's not true. My advice was, you don't. I told him to suggest to her that they start exercising together, eat better together. I explained how women are very sensitive of their weight and that it would just hurt her feelings. I then proceeded to ask him if he was truly in love with her or the idea of marriage. He said that he was in love with her, but that her appearance is an extension of him. And no, he is far from perfect. Kellie, if I keep telling him to not say anything to her, he will shut down with me and not tell me or ask me anything anymore. But this is a marriage, not my advice on a movie to go see. What should I do? Concerned mom.
Well, you've already done your part. I mean, it's hard. A lot of people say for better, for worse, sickness and health. But, for some people, it's a big issue. And it's like the way everybody's like, it's not fair, it's not right. But sometimes it just is what it is.
Yep.
Whether you have a problem with it morally, religiously, or politically, whatever, it is what it is. And he's just not finding her attractive.
And you choose how you feel, right? So he's choosing to see her.
Do you
this
choose
way?
how you feel?
I
You
think
choose
so.
how you
React.
react.
And you choose your feelings. Like, you choose to be mad. You choose to be happy.
No, I wouldn't say you choose, because something might upset you, right, Justin? Something makes you mad. Somebody says something rude to you,
and
then
let it upset you.
No, it's okay to be upset. It's a feeling.
It is.
It's an emotion.
But you
how
allow it to.
How you respond to it.
But also, you can't tell me that a woman or a man, I don't know if it was 70 pounds, I don't know if it was 30 pounds or whatever. Somebody says, I'm still the same person. Really, you're not. You're not. Yeah. You don't have the same energy you used to have.
Right.
You're probably a lot more self-conscious. Don't touch me there. Take your hand off my stomach. Keep the lights off. Things do change about your personality when you gain a lot of weight. It just does. It affects your feelings of confidence. You're always negative. Your self-esteem. Going to a party is always frustrating because nothing in your closet fits. You cannot say it doesn't change who you are. It does. True. So, I mean, what are you advising him to do? Just say, look, the best thing you can do is, like, I've given you my advice about not saying anything, but honey, you're going to have to make the decision. If she stays this weight for the rest of your life or even gets bigger, are you going to be okay with that? And it might be hard for you to end it now, but it's better to end it now before you bring babies into this situation, because, honey, once a woman has a baby, unless you're I see these women in Hollywood that have babies, and 2 minutes later, it's like they're in bikinis, and it's like, how? The average woman's going to gain a little weight, get a little wider. It is what it is. If he can't handle it, he needs to be honest with himself. Yeah. He doesn't need to say, I'm divorcing you because I'm calling off the wedding. They're engaged, right? Mm-hmm. I'm calling off the wedding because you're getting too fat. It's just like, he could say, I don't know if we're in the right place right now to do this. Let's take some time and figure it out. I don't know. Has he talked to her about? That's
a hard conversation to have, man.
It's such a hard conversation to have,
and we don't want to make
we take it so
anybody feel bad.
And it's tough.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
I don't trust my husband. He has been messaging with at least one other girl for years. When I caught him the last time, he promised that he wouldn't do it again. I have caught him again, but I have not confronted him about it yet. I'm just disgusted with him. Like you always say, he just loves to have his ego stroked. I don't know if he has physically cheated, but he has emotionally cheated. Why won't he stop? Am I not good enough? Should I leave him? I don't trust him because I know he will just do it again. We have 2 kids together, and financially, I will need to be frugal to make it on my own. Right now, we're very comfortable with both of our incomes together. We have a mortgage, our money is together, etc. I'm embarrassed to talk about this with anyone. Please help.
Oh, it's awful. I mean, there's nothing worse than feeling like you're not enough. But I don't think it has anything to do with you. It's just, I think it is about, like I said, you even know, it's his ego. He needs to feel sexy to other people. Whether he is physically cheating, what he's doing is not being faithful to you, especially when you've told him how you feel, and he's basically like, I'm going to keep doing it anyway. And if you find out, you find out. But, breaking up a family over something like this, that's a serious thing. I think people take it a little too lightly sometimes, what the ramifications are. Like, okay, I am going to leave, and this is what it's going to mean for you as the woman. Typically, you do suffer financially, and it does get hard. And the man just goes about and does what he wants to do, dating and carrying on. It's just not fair. The dynamics aren't always fair. But perhaps have the conversation with him like, look, this is a serious problem for me. You have not taken it seriously, and now I'm going to have to show you how serious I am. If we do not get into some sort of therapy counseling to figure out why you need to look outside our marriage for validation, I'm not going to continue living like this. I'm not going to keep living a lie. I want better for my children. I don't want my daughter, my son to grow up in a marriage that looks like what ours looks like right now. So let's either work with me on this, or I'm going to work my way out. But before you have that conversation, call an attorney. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, because when sometimes a man finds out, oh, you're going to divorce me, he's going to do a preemptive strike.
They get vindictive.
So they get real vindictive when it comes to their money. Yep. So I'm just saying, get some legal advice privately. Don't tell him you've done it before you broach the subject of, we could maybe be getting a divorce here, because then it could get really ugly. But hopefully he'll be like, oh my gosh, you are serious. This is horrible. I don't want to risk losing my kids, and I don't want to risk losing you. Let's work on it. Hopefully that's what happens.
There you go.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
I've been with my husband for 8 years. He has 2 previous children from his previous marriage. We married in 2020 and had a baby in 2021. After 2 years into the relationship, he started gaming, and for the past 5 years, he has been addicted. Works 8 to 2, gets off work, gets home, and then gets on the game. He doesn't even think about cleaning, picking up after the kids, or cooking. I work from 8 to 5. I get off work and I pick up the 2 kids, go home, start cleaning and cooking. He doesn't get off the game to greet me or his children. I broke down multiple times due to the consistent lack of communication and time he spends on the game instead of with his family. It's to the point where my oldest stepson has been very disrespectful towards me because he thinks it's normal to play games consistently like his father. I had a horrible dream that my youngest would feel that his dad loves the game more than him because he puts it before the kids, me, and our life. I don't want to put the kids through a separation, but I can't keep doing this for my youngest's sake.
Well, he has no consequences for his. Look, it's an addiction. Like, pretend it's marijuana. Well, not marijuana because everything you can't.
Candy Crush.
No, pretend it's like alcohol.
Oh.
It's gambling. It's
Smoking.
an addiction.
Yeah.
Just because it's video, people are like, "Oh, it's just video games." Every time you talk about video games, people get all offended because it's not illegal, but it's still a very real addiction, and it does affect. It's affecting your family, and he sees it's destroying your family, but he's so addicted he can't pull himself away from it. So I think you probably need to talk to some sort of addiction specialist. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a very real problem. I think, especially you said, it sounds like it started right about COVID. He was probably depressed. The world's imploding. He starts looking, to this, and now he's fully immersed. And he's addicted. But, he's had to suffer zero consequences. He, you yell at him and fuss at him, and what does he do? Okay, back to my joystick or whatever he's doing. So it's time to play hardball here. What?
Joystick.
I don't think they play with joysticks
I don't know
anymore.
what they play
I can't
with.
tell you how many times
Obviously,
I've said
I don't
that.
have a problem anymore after giving up Candy Crush.
I guess they do have 2 joysticks on the controller.
I don't
You're
know,
right, you're right.
but it's like this is not a life. This is not a life, and just treat it like you would do any other addiction. Would you stay with a drug addict? Would you stay with an alcoholic? An intervention maybe is necessary when it comes to gaming. Get friends together. You are about to lose your family. Get his mother involved. Get the family and friends. You got to make people see this is serious. We're about to blow up this family because he can't get off of Donkey Kong or whatever he's playing. I don't know.
What if she secretly gets really good at the video
No.
game
And beats him.
and then challenges him to one final match?
Oh, and if he loses, he can't play again.
Or plays again.
Or she just tells him he's losing at the game of life,
That's true.
and he's going to lose her.
She's
Yeah, there
already
you go,
screamed and cried
Justin.
and carried on, and it's done nothing.
Man.
So treat it like he's addicted to anything, and stage that intervention. He might need to go away for a little while to deprogram himself. I'm serious. This is a big problem,
Not just with that, but like kids too. It's
and it's
Yeah.
repeating that behavior. Look at the son. He's already
the son's getting
and
into
what,
it.
What a
Yeah.
great partner he's going to make for some woman down the road.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, y'all got to start taking this game. And every time I play games with my husband, okay, good for you. That works for you. It ain't working for this woman who's got 3 kids and is doing it all on her own. It's not working for her.
Yeah, there's a
You
difference.
go play Dungeons and Dragons, whatever you play with your man. If that makes you happy, that's great. I'm glad you two found each other. It's not working here. So there you go.
Boom. Solid advice from Kellie Raspberry, who
Yes.
loves games
Back to my
Especially
joystick.
Donkey Kong.
and Dungeons and Dragons.
And joysticks.
I don't know what they're playing. I know there's some demon one they're advertising on TV.
Diablo.
I wouldn't be messing with that.
Oh, it's good.
That's the devil.
It's
Don't be messing with
good.
that.
Diablo does mean devil, and
Don't be messing with
I'm
that.
feeling like he's probably playing like Call of Duty or something like that.